Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Woo, got to get pumped up with them intros. We on fire today, baby. Hanging out with your boy Preston. That's right. Your boy Fat Samurai Guy. We got what? It's been a while, but he is as handsome as ever. That's right. Eric, the Asian movie enthusiast. Welcome back to the show, brother.
Yes. As handsome as I can be. I'm doing well.
I got to ask, since you're here, you know there's a brand new Masters of the Universe movie coming out, right? You know that, right?
I'll believe it when the production starts.
Oh, we will be reviewing that together. We have to. Like, right, Eric?
Of course.
We have to do it. We reviewed the original from the 80s.
I didn't see Merman on the cast list, though. I don't know if that's acceptable. You got to have Merman.
That's it. They're fired.
Yeah.
But shout out to John, Big John, who I've had on the channel. He's actually casted as Ram Man. So we got a shot. We got a shot. But we got another legend, good-looking dude here, Kyle. Look at the hair. How do you do that?
Conditioner.
Good to have you back, brother.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, man.
Can't wait to do this.
Yeah, and this is a special episode of Is It Underrated? We're talking about 2001's Jet Li's The One. And we have been wanting to talk about this movie for a couple years now, I think. I think it's been several years. We just never got around to it. You can blame me. It's my fault. But let's see who's in the chat here. Psychalong says, let's go. Shin Batman goes, I'm Eula. I'm nobody's bitch. You be mine. Love it, Shin. There we go. I don't need to know you. You only need to know me. Love it. I will be the one. That's right. He's quoting the whole movie. Oh, here he is. There he goes. Javon Wallace. Yes. Good to see you, brother. And of course, Kevin, all the way from the UK. That's right. Movie Dojo Army for life, son. That's right. I took it back to the 90s WCW. That's how we do it. But yeah, we've been wanting to talk about this one. And Eric, did you see this in theater when this came out back in the day?
No, I saw the trailer for it, and I was like, no. So I waited.
Okay.
I want to say I waited almost 2 decades before I finally checked it out.
Okay. All right. Copy that. All right. Kyle, did you see this in theater?
I did. And I remember I couldn't see, what's it called? I couldn't see Kiss of the Dragon back then.
Yeah.
But this one was accessible. And I remember I saw it. I was like, this is a time capsule of 2001.
Yes.
New metal. You had Drowning Pool, Disturbed.
Yes. Papa Roach. Yeah.
Blaring in this movie. You had everything. And we will talk about this, but I was just like sitting there going like, this is an interesting movie. And as I look at it, I'm like, it's actually pretty fucking great still. It's still a great movie.
Yeah. I mean, well, there's definitely some problems. We'll get into that. But let's see who else we got here. Shout out for got some Brazil up in the house. What's going on? Brolicon says he thought they copied Sliders, the TV show, as a movie. There you go. Interesting. Hey, Egg Shen, good to see you, brother. There we go. Jeff seen this back on VCD. Oh my God. VCD. There you go. That. That's how you did it back then, man. Yep. That was the bootlegs. If you couldn't find it. Good to see you. Good to see you there. All right. Shin Batman. The One was like Highlander, only through in hand. Yeah, definitely. I haven't watched this movie in years. I did see it in theater, and I did enjoy it at the time, but I haven't watched it in 5 bazillion years, so I revisited it. I actually had it on, I thought I had it on Blu-ray, but I don't. I had to bust up the DVD wallet, man. And bust out the DVD wallet. And obviously I got to upgrade because the picture's not that great, but I didn't know 88 Films has a Blu-ray Steelbook special edition of the movie. Really? I had no idea. So if I'm going to upgrade, I might as well upgrade that one. The last film I saw was Jet Li was in The Mummy. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's an E. There you go. Saw it 30 times. No kidding. Yeah, check it out. But me and my buddy, little Chris, we saw it and we were busting up, laughing, and we just had a good time. But it's been again 5 billion years since I've seen maybe it on DVD. And so this is like the perfect opportunity. I think that's why we wanted to do this for a couple of years now. This has just been a while, we wanted to revisit the movie and talk about it. And so me and Lady Phat watched it yesterday and still busting up. I have a smile on my face, but we're gonna get to it. But we're gonna talk about the problems too. But just a quick warning for everybody: spoilers abounds. I think I'm saying it right. We'll be doing some spoiler talk, so just warning you guys. All right. But quick plot synopsis: 2001. Lord have mercy. All right. A rogue multiverse agent goes on a manhunt for alternate versions of himself, getting stronger with each kill. Only the last version of himself, an ASD cop, can stop his crusade before he becomes the one. That's right. There can be only one. I am the last one. Yes, he is the one. Yeah, so we watched this the other day, and great cast. I mean, we got pre-sporter Jason Statham with a bad hairdo and a horrible American accent. I was like, for a while there, I was like, I was just thinking he's the regular Jason Statham type voice, right? And then Lady Phat pointed it out. She's like, "Oh no, he's trying to do American accent," and I was like, "Oh no!" And then I couldn't unhear it. Trying to do, I don't know, was he trying to do like Brooklyn, Detroit? He was trying to do some kind of accent.
I seriously thought he was still being him.
It was like, right, but if you go back, you can see the way he's moving his mouth.
Yeah,
he's trying to get the A in there, a little bit of the A in there, right? Kind of like Louis Mandylor's accent in the Debt Collectors movies, right? But except Louis did it better. But yeah, I was having fun with that. But the great stop eating my sesame cake. Delroy Lindo, who is just phenomenal actor in everything. I don't think he sucked in anything. No. He's great. And I think me and you, Eric, Dean Norris in here as well, a small little part. But I think it was either me, you, Eric, or Kyle, one of us, have been talking about Carla Gugino. I think that's how you say her name. If you don't say her name like that in a while, she is the most. Hold on, let me put the photo up. We gonna say this now. She is the most underrated actress, not in terms of just performance, because she's really talented, but underrated in the looks department. I don't hear anybody talking about how beautiful this woman looks. It doesn't make any sense. When Watchmen came out, everyone was like, "Ooh, look at Silk Spectre. Ooh, Silk Spectre's so hot." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here. Did you see her mom? Get the fuck out of here, dude." Her mom blows her away. What the hell are you looking at? You got eyes? But yeah, she's an actress that's been around for a long time and extremely talented. But I just had to state that. No one says anything about how beautiful she looks and how talent she is. Talented. Thank you. Jesus Christ. That was the only guy on the planet. There we go. I'm not used to Statham with hair. That's weird. And okay, I'm gonna do it. If you guys want to join me, speaking of Jason Statham with hair, Ghost of Mars. Is it really that bad? Do you want to join me in this? Because I've been wanting. I saw Ghost of Mars. Slight spoiler: I saw Ghost of Mars in theater and I hated it. Right, but I've changed since then. So will I hate it again just as much, or will I laugh hysterically and think it's good bad? I don't know. But we're talking Jason Statham movies with hair. Ghost of Mars. So we'll see. We'll talk off the stream.
That's a hard one. Oh,
I know. Yeah. Like, dude, I haven't seen it since the movie theater. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. I might still think it's a piece of shit. But anyway. Back to the movie. Let's get back to the film. Let me catch up to your comments here. See, there you go. Nobody was talking about how hot she was in Sin City. It was everybody else.
Snake Eyes too. I remember her
Fucking
from Snake
Jessica Alba.
Eyes.
Everyone going crazy over Jessica Alba, who was clothed, who had all her clothes on, and everyone's like, "Oh, Jessica Alba, get the fuck out of here!" Jesus Christ! This might. Oh shit! Oh shit! Hold on. You said it's a cult classic. Oh, we gotta do it. We gotta do it now, Javon. We
That's
gotta
quite
do
a
it.
statement, my friend.
Can I speak in the Martian language of?
All I remember is. That's all I remember. There's a lot of yelling with look like Marilyn Manson, the lead guy. But like I said, I may revisit it and be busting up laughing with a big smile, which is kind of similar to this movie. So right in the beginning, we have this version of Jet Li getting taken by the officers, led by Breaking Bad, Dean Norris in the front there. And man, right when he gets shot in the head and he's dead. And I love how when Yulaw showed up, it's like his quickening in Highlander. Like right after he looks down and realizes, okay, he's dead. I have his powers now. You have this one scene where he's just, and Lady Fat looked at me. She was like, "What was that?" And I'm like, "It's the quickening." And then she started laughing. He's like, that's it. And this scene where he's just using bodies as human shields, slow motion bullets blocking them. I already had a big smile. They just fucks up all the cops in slow motion. Why? Because fuck it. That's why. Why? Because it doesn't matter if he's in the Matrix or not. It doesn't care. He's got powers. Look at this. We're being highly stylized here. We're having fun. I mean, let's fucking go. I mean, are you seeing this now in anything today? No. You're not seeing this right now. But you had the drowning pool music playing, and I just had a big grin on my face. I was like, okay, I'm just having fun rewatching this. And of course, the big reveal is, there you go, bodies hit the floor. There you go. Yeah. You know what's funny? Was this song dated by the time this movie came out? Or did this song come out the same year?
It came out the same year. I heard
the song a billion times already by the time this movie came out. Maybe it's because of the radio.
Because this movie came out in like November 2001, and this song came out I remember in SummerSlam 2001, and they played that as their theme song throughout. So that song was just nonstop throughout.
Probably radio. It's probably radio there. Oh,
also, a certain event happened in 2001 that we all don't talk about.
Yeah. Jeff says here he thought of him, thought everybody being too slow and he was too fast. I can see that too. Yeah. I can see that too. Yeah. And we're gonna briefly talk about this. Geeky says the one did the multiverse in live action before Marvel and DC got to. Yes.
Yep.
It's interesting because if you guys seen Loki, we've only seen the first season, or Deadpool and Wolverine. That whole agency built on keeping time in check and sending out agents into the field to keep things in check. When I was watching Jet Li's The One the other day, I was like, dude, this is that fucking shit that everybody was jizzing over when Loki came out. Like, fuck, go all the way back 2001. That's when this shit was going down. And you brought up something earlier, Eric. You were saying before we went live, you were saying it was little shades of Time Cop as well, right? Highlander, Time Cop. I was even getting a little bit of Demolition Man vibes, especially when a one-time frame, it's like, was it Bob Dole was president?
Yeah.
And then when they go to the other planet, it's Bush as president, and then they were like on the news. They were like, Bush has signed it. What was it? He signed the
universal health care.
Universal health care. Lady Fabula fell out laughing. She fell out laughing. Yeah. So again, we're just having a blast watching it. So revisiting it. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe we should revisit Time Cop.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a long time. Maybe we should revisit that too. Yeah. Well, stay tuned, everyone.
Yeah.
Kyle says 2001 hurts my back and knees. He ain't lying. Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah, back to the movie. So yeah, he's just fucking dudes up. He's super powered. And you know what's interesting about this film? Speaking of like Marvel and DC, this felt like a superhero movie. You know, in a way, they both had abilities. In parts, this felt like a comic movie, but almost video game movie, live action video game movie, but entertaining. Not you want to kill yourself, bad video game live action movie. But yeah, once we're introduced to the world opens up, right? And we have our showing the different versions of Jet Li, talking about the different versions of yourself, a billion planets and different worlds out there. The different versions of Jet Li, I couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing in 2001. I was still laughing revisiting this. I mean, now look at this one photo right here. I want you to see this one shot, and shout out to Eric for reminding me to show this. But right here, you could tell that Jet Li's having a fucking hell of a blast of a time making this movie, and everyone else is having a blast making this movie. Let's look at one of Yulaw's victims here. Now look at this. Look at this, okay? All right? This is fun, all right? Jet Li's having a blast playing all these different characters, villain, hero. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to hear his bootleg Jamaican accent. That would have been a lot of fun.
That would have been amazing.
Right?
What about Svenlaw, the Swedish one, where he went like
Svenlaw. But yeah, I mean, right? This is it. That's all you need. That's all you need to know if you're in or out with this movie. But you could tell Jet was having so much fun playing these different characters and just having a blast. But yeah, unfortunately, he didn't make it. Victim 117 did not make it. That's right. Oh my god. But yeah, so he's going around wrecking shop, just being a menace. And now we have Gabe, who's the last one left on his planet, and he's a good cop. He's a good guy out there. And of course, they run into each other, and more carnage ensues. And of course, and I was like, we're having fun with the movie with Jet Li trying to kill Jet Li. But then I turned to Lady Fat. I was like, if you stop and think about it, this is kind of fucking creepy. Just imagine you just going about your day, and all of a sudden you see yourself trying to kill you with a gun or weapon or whatever, or you're being hunted by yourself. Kind of creepy, actually, if you think about it. So Jet's like, am I losing my mind? Gabe, am I losing my mind? Like, what's going on? But luckily, there we go, Milli Vanilli. The sweet, wonderful Carla, who plays the character of TK. Let me bring this up here. Yes, Looper. There's another one that was another great movie. Yeah. But yeah, so they're married. And she's very understanding. At first, she's kind of like, what? You're telling me yourself is killing you? Dear, you need to lay down. All right? You need to lay down. But it doesn't take her that long to kind of like believe him, especially once we get to the scene later where she actually sees Yulaw. But with Yulaw going around wrecking shop, taking names, what should we call these guys? Time continuum agents.
Yeah.
So Delroy and Joyce and Statham shows up, and they're trying to. Jason wants to kill him upright, and Delroy's like, look, procedure, okay?
Yeah.
Fuck your fucking procedure. And Statham wants to kill him, but the thing is like this has never happened before, so they don't know if the world is going to end if Yulaw kills Gabe. So they have this contingency plan where if they're like, you know what, if we kill Yulaw, we might have to kill Gabe too, because we don't know what's going to happen. Right? The world may end. The whole galaxy may implode. We don't know what's going on. So they're very hesitant as they're hunting Yulaw here. And talk about there was some history, Kyle, between Delroy's character and Yulaw.
Yeah. So Rodecker, who was played by Delroy Lindo, him and Yulaw were definitely partners during before all this happened, and you hear about it through Jason Statham's character, where they talk about the fact that Yulaw was supposed to stop another version of himself from killing another version from himself.
Right.
And yet, when he killed him, he took his power and then he killed the other one. And that's where Rodecker like literally says, like, I should have not been there for your first or your second. And then literally when Yulaw's in prison, he just said, but there was a second and a third, then 123rd. He like literally laid it out to him that, yeah. And the fact that it's a nice moment in the prison that they have this conversation.
A good scene. Yeah.
Right until the point where they Yulaw escapes in that ambulance, and Rodecker's right behind him literally saying like, yeah, we don't know what will happen. He's like, no, tell me what will happen. Some say it will implode, some say it will explode. No one knows. And then he's like, you're forgetting one more. Some think that you'll become a god. And he's like, that's why. And then crashes the fucking vehicle, and they have this knockout, drag-out fight that Jason Statham has to make that choice.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a great scene. I think it's an underrated scene in that movie, despite all the new metal and the CGI and the slow motion, stuff and all the fun. That was a moment where two actors got to play off of each other, and it was good. He was just like, I shouldn't have let you get to your second one, really good. Oh, really? Oh, nice. All right. Well, they got another good actor on their hands.
I should joke that too. They probably did have a Romeo Must Die universe where they actually saw each other too.
Oh,
that would be fun. Yeah. He likes all the explanation of the power. Yeah, the balance. And that was another thing they kept mentioning, that they were like, he's getting stronger, Gabe. They're like, because even the cops, when Gabe jumps over the wall, the cops are like, what the hell? When did that happen? So it was very good stuff. And I love how when they would show Gabe do his katas, I'm going to call them katas at home. It's open hand, all right? When Yulaw does his, he's like this, right? So we'll bring that back a little bit later when we get to the end finale fight. But yeah, let's get to the hospital scene here. So they're taking Gabe in, and then unfortunately they see Yulaw on camera. The cops do, killing people and fucking shit up. So they think it's Gabe doing all this. So I like this little scene here where they try to get him, and they all fail. And he's like, look, I don't want to hurt you. And you get some fun here with the handcuffs. That was a nice little fun sequence and stuff like that. But it's just a matter of time before Mr. Yulaw becomes a menace, crushing people with motorcycles. Because why? Because it's fun. Fuck it. That's why. But let's go back to the ambulance sequence, because that happens after the ambulance sequence. And I want to bring that up because after Kyle mentioned it, because this was an underrated fight. I'm watching this, and I'm like, I don't remember the fight being this brutal and Delroy lasting that long, because I forgot all about the fight. So when we get to the scene where Jet crashes the ambulance and then he kicks the door out and we see him walk all the way around to the back, I was like, the first thing in my head was like, oh, well, he's dead.
Right.
He's dead. It's over. And as soon as he opens up the door, Delroy, he's ready. He's ready. He comes out fighting. And I was like, dude, he's actually lasting a lot longer. He gets fucked up really bad. But
and then they cut. Yeah. And you think the fight's over, and then they come back and they're still fighting.
Yeah. I was surprised. I mean, I hate to say this, but Delroy put up a longer, better fight than Jason Statham did.
Oh yeah.
But let's take a little highlight. I can speak in English. A little highlight snippet here. I mean, that was good shit, man.
Like,
that was good shit.
Everything, and you see the desperation that Delroy Lindo has, and all that, even in his punches. I rewatched it today, and I was like, holy crap, he's really throwing those punches right in his face. I was like, this is well done. God damn, he's actually trying.
That was an underrated fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just forgot that. Oh shit. He just came right out the back swinging. I was like, oh, all right. Go ahead there, man. See, you shouldn't have ate a sesame cake. You're gonna pay for it, man. You're gonna pay for it. That's what happens. But are we gonna have to review Congo now? Is that what are we gonna have to do that one?
Well, its 4K release is now out now with Vinegar Syndrome, so
I don't know if I want to pay 4K money for or Vinegar Syndrome 4K money. What is that?
I saw that one in the theater.
So did I, Eric.
So did I.
Yeah. Oh, he's shaking his head. Well, anyway, so unfortunately, I keep calling him Delroy. Rodiker is dead. So Statham's like, fuck. All right. I got to try to reach out to this dude, Gabe, and we got to try to team up. Unfortunately, did you guys know right away when the cops brought Carla back to their house, and Carla looks up, TK, the character, she looks up and finds, Gabe in the attic. Did you guys know right away? They were like, oh, that's Eula. This is some bullshit. Or did it kind of fake you out a little bit?
A little bit back then, but when, yeah. But it's interesting, and you're gonna say it, like, it's interesting how she actually knew it wasn't him.
She tested him. Nice touch. Yeah. She tested him.
That's the old Terminator 2 trick, right? Yeah. How's Wolfie? Is Wolfie okay? Like, Wolfie's just fine, honey.
I can hear him barking. Yeah.
You're
so dead.
Click.
Oh, we did miss a scene, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's a classic. The exploding mouse.
Oh, yes.
The exploding mouse scene. Yeah.
Yeah, talk about it, Eric. Talk about it.
Yeah, when Carla comes in, right? So she shows up here, and you're like, okay, well, she's one of the villains of the movie, right? And a little mouse comes out of her high heels, right? And it scoots out of her high heels while Jet's sitting in the chair with the cops around him, and the mouse explodes, and that's how he escapes, which I find to be a phenomenal set piece in this film.
Out of the heel. She had a remote to press the button to open up the heel, and the mouse came out with the bomb on him.
With disturbed, down with the sickness.
Yes. Yes. And that was a fun fight too. Like, I love how he just swung the guy across the room, jumped, and shot him in the air. Dude, there's some fucking cool shit in here, man. Some good stuff. But yeah, so now, Eula's in the house, not Gabe, and unfortunately, TK gets it right in front of Hubbin, and he's like, "All right, fuck this dude. We gonna, Statham picks him up. He's like, all right, I know how to stop him. And he's like, no, motherfucker, we need to know how to kill him. Not capture him. I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want his house burned to the ground. But then we have this funny scene where they're running out of gas. And we have Rodiker, who works at the gas station in this universe, show up, which was hilarious. That was a nice little touch. Seeing him again, and he goes up to apologize to him, and then of course Rodiker's like, "I'm gonna call the cops."
Yeah, I guess that's one criticism you could have if you care about the script writing is contrivances and how people just always run into their alternate dimension versions. But, I mean, who really cares in this movie?
Exactly. There you go. The one is a live action comic book or anime. There you go. Anime. That's another one. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, Kevin wants us to do Congo. We shall
go and Ghost of Mars. We're just racking them up today.
There you go. Double. We'll do a double, so that way we won't torture ourselves with 2 episodes. We'll see. We'll think. We'll think about it. Oh my goodness. But do you feel like, because Eric, you brought up in the past that you're tired of movies being so long now. Like, let's get back to the 90 minutes of fun. It depends on, I guess, the type of movie you want to make. You need it lengthy, but not every superhero movie has to be almost 3 hours. Like, let's go. Not every action movie has to be almost 3 hours. So did you feel like this movie had the right length, or we kind of got to the finale a little bit too fast? What do you guys think?
No, I mean, this was 87 minutes long. Didn't even crack 90 minutes. I think the pacing's one of its greatest positives.
Okay.
I think that, I think it goes so fast that the plot really doesn't matter that much. You get a few good dramatic scenes here and there, right? But I think the thing that maybe would have holds this film back a little bit is that the action set pieces themselves, even though there's a bunch of them and they're peppered throughout, the fights and the choreography aren't quite, Jet Li's best. And that's a distraction I had while watching the movie. You know what I mean? But the pacing itself wasn't a problem at all. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. But the fights could have been worse, though. I thought the fights were fun.
Yeah.
The fights aren't this movie and the fights are not Kiss of the Dragon level. They're not Unleashed level. And we're going to be talking about those movies in the future too, because I have not reviewed those movies on this channel, believe it or not, which is insane. But it's still Corey Yuen.
Yes.
So you still get some good stuff in here.
And
unfortunately, not with Jason Statham though.
Yeah.
This was like 5 seconds. He got fucked up. Like, this is really bad. And speaking of Jason Statham versus Jet Li, shout out to Matt Merritt from Keep Forward Productions. He like me hated war, but he recently watched it. He was like, dude, it's pretty good. It's actually pretty good. So I might revisit it. We'll see for the channel, because I haven't seen it since. Did I see that in theater? No, I rented it in DVD. I haven't seen it since DVD. So my expectations are low now. I have none. When it first came out, my expectations were so high that when it got to the Statham Jet Li fight, it was the biggest disappointment ever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I may feel a little bit different about it now if I rewatch War. If you guys want to see me review War, let me know in the comments and let me know in chat. So, but yeah, this was yeah. What do you think? Time constraints?
That, or probably that he wasn't at that level yet
of stardom.
Of not stardom, but training with Corey Yun's team. Like, because I think that was like almost right before the Transporter came out. Because he was doing a lot of supporting character. So
yeah, that was Transporter came out in 2002.
Right. So, wow. Very next year. Look at that. How cool is that? Yeah. Robert says they gave him the Donnie Yen Blade 2 treatment. I would say worse than that in this movie, because at least Donnie Yen had a little bit of time to shine before he got killed off screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's it's not the Statham show yet.
Right. Right.
It's not. Yeah. We're not in beekeeper territory here. All right. It's the Jet Li show, and this is why we're here. This is why we paid our money. We want to see Jet Li versus Jet Li throw.
There's your Mortal Kombat intro scene right there.
There you go. I love it. I love it. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? The CGI and the technology it's of its time. It's of its time. But I've seen worse CGI.
Oh, yeah.
There's some movies now. AAA movies now in theater that have worse CGI than this movie, which is insane. That is insane to me. But some of it still holds up. I think I was breaking down the end fight. I was evaluating it, and they did a really good job of showing the doubles fight and then going back and forth with the Jet Li stunt double. It was pretty seamless at parts.
Yeah,
like I was impressed. I was really impressed. I mean, they really could have, if they botched this, it would have ruined the entire movie.
I mean, the only way you really notice it, right, is if you're focused on the wrong side of the screen and you're really paying attention to the double, right? But if you're paying, if you're just watching the movie, not trying to find it, it's well done. And that actually reminded me a little bit of, remember the Van Damme movie, what was it?
Double Impact?
Double Impact, right? Oh. So I think that movie held, like, whatever effects they're using, I don't know if they're optical effects or what, but they held those shots longer in that movie. Whereas this one, they used like the body double, front to backs, and then they would mix in the opticals or whatever fast.
Right.
Yeah. I think it works good.
It works
well.
Yeah. Especially at that one. It's a little wonky, but it still works. That one shot where he's got him by a headlock and he's pulling him back.
Yeah.
You see both their faces. It's not terrible.
No,
It's not terrible.
Even on the Blu-ray, like it's very seamless still. Like
really,
believe it or not, the effects still hold up on Blu-ray.
Really, that was my fear.
Yeah,
when I upgrade the picture, the special effects will be
like it doesn't stick out like any Marvel CGI, but it doesn't stick out whatsoever. It's like when we were talking about like the opening introduction of Yulaw, like it made me realize during this fight, like the fact that everything slows down is like we're in their world of how everything is sped up for them, and I was just like, that's actually a nice stylistic choice because they're going so fast with their fight. And all this shit is happening around them. Like, oh, we're just fast, but when the two of them are fighting each other, it's really well done. Especially the fact that the both different styles, like Yulaw using the Xingyi style, and then Gabe is using Bagua just going around him. It's a really nice touch, which still to this day still baffles me that what if this movie was made with The Rock, because this was supposed to be The Rock's movie originally.
Wow.
I heard about that. I could see him doing it, because around that time he was doing like Doom, and I could, Walking Tall.
No,
he wasn't doing.
He only had The Mummy Returns at that moment.
Yeah, I don't think Scorpion King came out yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he turned this movie down to do Mummy Returns. I thought, which in hindsight is a better choice for him.
Yeah,
even though that CGI of him at the end of that movie
was horrible.
It was worse than any CGI in this movie we're talking about. It's one of the worst.
If you had The Rock fighting himself, how would you distinguish the two? Right, like
an infinite rock bottom.
One would be blonde hair. They make him blonde.
In terms of like fighting style too, it'd just be like the same guy. Just I don't know.
Maybe we should do an episode where we just talk about all the Doubles movies. Like just talk about all of them. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe either we'll do a versus Twin Dragons versus Double Impact or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure that out. There goes Scorpion King came out next year. That was his code.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get to the finale. Let's get to why we are here. And a shout out to Kyle and everybody in chat breaking down the styles and all that stuff. Let's see. So right when, it's not looking for our boy here. Gabe's getting his ass kicked. And it's very, very brutal, and then I like that shot. He gets knocked down, and then he's like, he looks at his wedding ring that's missing, and he's like, all right, motivation. And then he gets up, and Kyle, you could do that, right? Easy.
Yeah. Easy.
My groin is hurting by just looking at this here.
More stretches.
But I like how he gets up like this, and then he flips over his fist to this, right? And he's like, I'm going pure kung fu on this motherfucker right now. We're gonna switch it up. And as soon as his fist turned to this, I stopped the movie, turned to Lady Fat, and I said, right now, I guarantee you, Rick Myers is orgasming.
Yeah.
When Rick Myers saw that in theater, I know that was it. Orgasm. Kung fu orgasm right there. Shout out to Rick. Shout out to my brother Rick. But yeah, great fight. And then, it starts off, again, like the fight's pretty brutal back and forth, but they get to it. But then when he goes pure, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go pure kung fu on this dude. Then the fight turns different. It's different, and it's like beautiful to watch. Look at that. That's some good shit right there.
The Doubles and Jet Li and Corey Yun really did a great job hiding and making that fight scene look spectacular, honestly.
Yeah. How's this fight look in Blu-ray?
It looks so clear and beautiful.
I gotta upgrade.
Like
I gotta upgrade it, damn it.
It is mind blowing how how the slow motion sparks are going around, but they're so clear as day.
Yeah.
Just doing the fight scene, and you're just enjoying it, like watching it, and you don't even notice like the facial changes or anything else. It's so well done on Blu-ray. So
yeah, cool. Well, that's good to know. Yeah. Let's watch it again. It's good shit, man. And Yulaw's like, this mother. I love the look on his face as he gives in this movie.
Yeah.
He's like, this mother. The hell's this? But yeah, it's great stuff. Oh, there you go. 88 Films Blu-ray looks great to watch. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. Goldberg standing in the sparkle.
Yeah.
Where's Gilbert? Where's Gilbert at? Oh man, but yeah, just really good stuff. But now let's this is the real reason why we're here. This is the real reason why we are here, is to talk about what could quite possibly be one of legit, I'm not bullshitting, one of the greatest endings. One of the greatest endings in cinema history. You know, people post stuff for like, I'm gonna show the shot from Lawrence of Arabia, I'm gonna show the shot from this or Citizen Kane, and then they go cinema, or they go, this is cinema. Well, this is fucking cinema right here. We're gonna lead up to it in a second. Hold on, let's get back to the images here. So our boy Gabe gets the upper hand, puts the beat down, and Eric, what happens next?
I think one of the coolest shots in the movie is the axe disarm.
Dude,
where he disarms the axe.
Yeah.
And then and that's basically his finishing move, and he decides not to kill him. He decides to take him in, right? That's kind of like the whole flow of the film kind of leads to that moment if you're looking from a content standpoint.
Yeah.
And then he takes him back, right? And barely, they almost die in a bunch of explosions. Yeah. And then when they get back to the whatever,
they get transported.
They get transported. They go back to the main dimension or whatever it is where the cops are. And now because of the explosions, they have the same shirt on. So the cops think the good guy's the bad guy and the bad guy's the good guy. But Statham sees what? He sees the missing wedding ring. He's like, no, this is the good guy. And then they send the bad guy out. Well, first they send the bad guy out to the evil dimension, and then it cuts back. And we got the good guy version of Jet Li gets sent to like a random dimension where there's another Carla Gugino waiting for him. Yeah. And
Statham put in the,
he
I know where he needs to go.
The dimension screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what leads up to the finale.
Yes. And then back to one of the greatest endings. So we have basically Yulaw transported to his prison or hell or whatever you imagine it to be.
Yeah.
And he's surrounded by inmates. And I'm just going to show the clip.
I am Yulaw. I'm nobody's bitch. You are mine. I will be the one.
Like, have you ever seen a movie where like the movie ends and you're like, man, I wonder what would happen after the movie ends? And that's the best part of the ending where it's like, you just imagine like just him fighting dudes like forever into the future.
Yes.
Such a great ending. How do you top that?
Since I was in the theater, the audience erupted when he said that, I am nobody's bitch. They erupted with laughter, and we had some claps. I was there. I was a witness to all of it. But me and my buddy, little Chris, man, we were like dying. And it was not just the line or the delivery, but like the concept, like Eric was saying, like, we want to see what happens after this. But what just makes that even cooler scene is, he starts fighting and he starts beating up dudes, and then the camera slowly pans back, and the farther the camera pans back, there's just hundreds upon hundreds of inmates going up there, and he's just whooping all of them, just nonstop fighting, and it just keeps going, and it just goes to credits, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this is amazing,
fucking beautiful.
It's too good. Yes. And the song that played at the ending is perfect. There you go. Chills. Yeah. I mean, it's just, I've talked to a few people that hate this movie, but they love the ending. That's how good the ending is.
Yeah.
And it still works. It still holds up. It still gives you that feeling of like, this is just fucking great. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point, everybody watching right now, you guys know I'm going to say, is this underrated? No. Yeah. Well, actually, no. I'm so excited talking about the ending. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm so excited right now. I'm talking about this movie. We'll start with Kyle, and then we'll come back to me. Kyle, is the one underrated?
All I could say is to bring it back when Eric said about the editing about this film. When I was rewatching this earlier about the runtime and everything else, I have to say this. I recently watched a movie that was about the same length as this, and the way they edited that was really horribly done. You didn't get any of the story, any of the characters, or any like connection of everything that was going on in it, and the fight scenes did not really connect well, or was even edited well. Here, you had like so little time given, but it was done so well because you had nice character actors really giving you the story and exposition properly, along with the fact that like Jet Li really carried like the role of like 3 different versions of himself, but at the side fact, like really showing that this is like, compared to Everything Everywhere All at Once, compared to everything that Marvel has done, it really tangled the multiverse idea really well in such a tight, contained film. And
87 minutes.
Yeah,
87 minutes.
I don't think you could do any better than that.
No.
Than 87 minutes. Go.
Yeah. No, I definitely believe, and we will talk about this right after, I believe. But yeah, this I don't know if they could do a reboot. The fact that I still say that Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is kind of the sequel that people wanted, because if you really think about it, Scarlet Witch ends up being like Yulaw, being the one version of out of all the multiverses to become the ultimate one, and then Doctor Strange has to become it too to stop her.
I say no because I think the casual audience has been multiversed out.
Yeah.
So even if they rebooted it and it was amazing, we'll watch it, we'll like it, but will the casuals pay for it? I don't think they will. And then what are you going to do? Have 2 Scott Adkins? What do you get? You're going to have 2 Keanu Reeves? I mean, I don't know. Maybe the star power might bring it in. But yeah, we don't need a remake. But so that's a yes. It's underrated.
It is very underrated. Like rewatching this, it's still underrated, and it's still a great film to me.
Kyle, is it underrated?
It's very underrated.
No, be honest. Do you think Jet Li's the one is underrated?
It's very underrated.
You said Kyle. I think you meant Eric.
Oh, I'm sorry, Eric.
Tossing it to me.
I'm all over the place today. Eric.
Yes, it is. And it's primarily because this is the type of movie that I watch a lot, or I should say, the type of movie that I rewatch a lot. I watch a lot of 90-minute to 100-minute action movies and horror movies and stuff, at night or something before I go to sleep, and I fit in a 90-minute movie. And this is what, rewatching it again, I might purchase it and use it in like a rotation. You know what I mean? I like it. I don't love it enough to like watch it every like year. But this is what I could see, in the Jet Li filmography type stuff, I could revisit every few years because it's like a popcorn entertainment, and it's like it's good. You know what I mean? It's legitimately entertaining. So yes, it is underrated.
And speaking of legitimately entertaining and popcorn movie stuff, Eric, you've changed my mind. You have changed my mind on my thoughts on Black Mask.
Oh.
And what was the other one?
High Risk.
Yeah. I enjoy those movies now. I never hated those movies.
Mm-hmm.
I liked them, but now I'm like, this is ridiculously fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed them a lot more. So I did a poll on YouTube. What did the audience think? Do they think that Jet Li's the one is underrated? Look at that. Look who won. Ooh. Look at that. Woohoo! Look at that. Yeah, so let me rephrase what I said earlier. Do I think Jet Li's the one is underrated? Yes. Jesus Christ. That's what happens when Samurai Guy gets excited. I start flubbing. But yeah, this was an awesome episode of Is It Underrated? We always have a blast here on the channel. Y'all know what you need to do. Y'all need to subscribe. Eric Asian Movie Enthusiast. That's right. This good-looking chap with all the collectors in the back there. Look at them Blu-rays and box sets and stuff.
Yeah.
I lived through this guy. Yeah. See all his collections. Anything you got coming up to the channel?
I'm starting to ramp up my Asian horror stuff too. It takes me a handful of years to catch up because the releases take forever. So I'm going through. I basically do a chronological review, and I'm into 2019 now. So every handful of weeks I'll put out one of those, and I review single movies every week. So
nice. Yep. So y'all know what you need to do. Click on the links below. You can subscribe to Eric and follow Kyle as well. Kyle, thanks again for being here, brother.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
We got to have you back.
All you guys.
Yeah, man. We got to have you back. And all you legendary badasses, thanks again for chiming in, hearing what the Samurai Guy has to say and hearing me flub because I'm excited. But we appreciate you. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing and sharing this video. Get it out there. Let's have some fun and give me some more recommendations of more movies you feel are underrated. And maybe we'll take a look at it, and maybe we'll do Ghost of Mars, and maybe we'll do War and Congo. Or is it really that bad episodes? We haven't done those.
We still have to do Iceman 2 and Invincible Dragon.
Oh, God, damn it. You know what? We have to do it. We have to do it now. Oh, Jesus Christ. But love you guys. Thank you so much. Help old Samurai Guy get to 30,000 subs this year. I think this year we're going to be reaching 10 years. Jesus Christ. So help us. That'll be really cool if we can get to 30K this year. If not, it's all good. But love you. Keep watching the martial arts movies, action movies, baby. Oh yeah. And we will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody.
I am Yula. I'm nobody's bitch. You are mine. I will be the one.
Hey, this is Charlie. Give Me Back My Action Movies, the podcast. And I will be the one.
I'm Yula. Nobody's bitch. You are mine. I don't need to know you. You only need to know me. I will be the one. I will be the one.
Fine. I'll be the one. Fuck all this shit I gotta put up with these days. Son of a bitch.
I will be the one. I am nobody's bitch. You are mine.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Cryptic Soul. Hey yo, you better respect me, you can't test me, cause I will be the one like Jet Li, who'll blast the tech and make it bounce like a jet ski. You!
I will be the one. I will be the one. I will be the one. Right, well, I got some killing to do.